What's up, guys? It's morphin' time! Yeah!
Mine's way better.
Huh? Oh yeah! It's morphin' time! Thanks, Joe. I didn't know Green Ranger could play that on his flute.
That's a handy.
Alright, let me take this off. Hey guys, welcome. We just got back from Power Rangers. And we have a lot to say, so we're going to do a separate spoilers video and we're going to do a quick review for you. But first I want to apologize to you guys because I was planning on going huge with the Power Rangers review. We spent a lot of money on professional costumes, me and Other Joe. Other Joe is going to be Green Ranger and I was going to be a surprise, probably playing in the back here, Psycho Red Ranger. And it was just really cool. Unfortunately, Anki Cosplay, though we gave them like 3 months in advance, and they said that they could get it done in time, it's not done in time. So, and they haven't communicated with me in like 2 weeks.
Know we're gonna get it.
I don't even know if we're gonna get it. I might have gotten ripped off. So really bad communication. Don't buy from them, especially during a busy period or anything like that. Or if you want communication. So if the costumes eventually do come in, I might save them for an angry review in the future if another shitty game comes out, or maybe when the DVD comes out we can do a more complete review, breakdown, and use actual footage from the movie. We'll see. So for now we're going to do one of these quicker vlogs that we like to do, these movie reviews. So getting to the review, Power Rangers is... I mean, all of us here have seen the originals, yes?
Yep. Yes,
Every single seen the originals.
Yeah. Yep.
I probably have the most experience with it because I've gone through every single series to date except for the latest 1 or 2. And I did that with a wonderful series by Linkara, History of Power Rangers, where he reviews every single series, all the episodes in that. And so I highly recommend you check out that series. If you want reviews on which is the best, I'll put the link in the description. So, I know a lot of Power Rangers. Let me admit it right now. I love Power Rangers, okay? I grew up on Power Rangers.
Love them.
However, we know this shit is cheesy as fuck.
Yeah, we do.
And honestly, it is a shitty ass show. To be perfectly honest, the origins are Saban took Sentai footage from Japan, which actually has really good explosions, martial arts, action, professionals that know what they're doing. And they combined it with American footage, with American actors, which kind of mostly had filler, let's be honest. Now, as the series progressed, the American side started filming their own type of Sentai and sort of filling in the blanks and creating their own stories and doing all that stuff. And we got some of the greatest stuff like the Green Ranger, which Joe has fallen in love with. And that's an American thing, although there was a Green Ranger in Japan, but it was slightly different from our version. So, we are well versed in Power Rangers. We know that it's cheesy. We don't expect this to be, fucking Citizen Kane.
It doesn't need to be crazy.
Right, it doesn't need to be crazy. So, I went in, I set my expectations low.
We all did.
Did
we
you?
all did. Yes.
Low expectations.
I went in thinking it was going to be terrible.
Yeah. And from this angle, I gotta be honest, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. That's probably the greatest praise I can give it, is it's not as bad as I thought it would be. However, you could tell that they cared because surprisingly, there is a potential here. It starts really promising, and then it falls on its face. It fails to deliver. And it's very odd because the strength of Power Rangers is in the action, the martial arts, the creative bad guy designs, the creative Rangers designs, and their attacks, and their call out their specific moves and shit like that. That was the strength of the Rangers. And then the side stuff was like, Saturday morning cartoon, like, here's the lesson of the day that they filled in with the American footage. Unfortunately, the biggest problem with this film is that it focuses far too much on the teenagers and their melodrama and their angst and the diversity, and it almost feels like, and I've seen other people say this, that it feels like Breakfast Club.
It really does,
with superpowers.
Honestly,
it did not feel like a Power Ranger movie until I saw somebody kind of like a little glimpse of it. But to me, it felt like Chronicle.
Yeah.
The teenagers get power. They get powers. It follows them throughout the whole movie. That's basically what it was. It was Chronicle.
So you have to understand. So this movie is over 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 4 minutes, and I was getting Godzilla syndrome from Legendary Pictures, where there's not 2/3, 3/4 of this film have like no Rangers, no monsters, no martial arts, no Zords, and what I can compare it closest to, and you guys let me know if you think this, is it's like Fantastic Four, but with the characters that you care slightly more about, slightly better characters.
I agree completely with that.
But a complete failure on all the fronts with the the action and the fun in being a superhero and being a fucking Power Ranger.
I think the best way to put it for me was the entire movie. I was waiting for that moment where in my mind I could draw a parallel and I could feel even just a little bit of fucking nostalgia.
Yeah.
And it just never came.
When it came, it shit all over it.
Okay, I guess
and we'll
that's
tell
the
that
way
in
to put it,
spoilers because you pointed this out. We'll let you talk about that. But Joe, what did you feel about the film and how did you like it?
I actually thought the cast did pretty well.
Yes.
For being no names, but my breakout star has to be Krispy Kreme.
Yes.
God damn it, Joe!
Yes.
I fucking hated this.
Every fucking 5 seconds, Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
This was never.
Breakout star.
Never have I seen something so in your face, so insulting. People thought Man of Steel was bad with IHOP or whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was, like Sears and IHOP. This is constantly in your face. The main characters are saying Krispy. You could create a drinking game out of this. How many times did Krispy Kreme? There's a moment in the action scene. The height of the action scene, I have to say this, and it's not really a spoiler, it's something that I need to tell you to show you how insulting it is. The height of the action scene, the main villain stops to eat some Krispy Kreme donuts.
It has a Krispy Kreme commercial in the middle of the climax. It's great.
It is fucking insulting.
Product
placement to the max.
I seriously think they funded this whole film.
No, I was thinking that. I was like, how
they
much?
funded this whole film.
There was another show that did that, and it's like super
How
parallel.
much? We have to stay. We have to stay on topic because keep this. There's 4 of us.
Krispy Kreme got me going.
Okay, Joe.
I like the cast.
Joe, besides the Krispy Kreme
No, actually,
star.
I did like the cast, and actually, the one who I liked that stood out more was fucking Billy.
Yeah, Billy was cool.
Great.
And that's a really good thing about this film is they really got the teamwork right. And they did such a good job of making me care, of having a diverse cast of characters. And then there's also, a character with, I believe, mild or low-level autism. Yep. And he played his role, and he said in interviews that this was the case, and he's done a lot of research on it and tried to do it respect. And I think it was done incredibly well. In fact, it turned out to be my favorite character as well, Billy. I also liked basically all the Rangers were cool, believable. I understood it. Yep. In the trailers, it made it look so tropey, like, oh my God, why are they making fun of the hottest chick? Because this chick is hot. Kimberly is hot in this film. Oh, yeah. That's not what it was. It was something different. And so I believe these kids, and going on that journey where they get superpowers, okay? Yes, they get superpowers, and this has actually been, I complained about it in the trailer, but this has been done before in the series. And so it is within canon. And where I thought I would end up hating it, I actually turned out liking it. It did well enough. It was going on this journey. It was so much fun seeing them explore these powers. They did a good job with that. So, good points, Joe. Cast was excellent. Beard, how did you feel about the film?
I agree. The cast was really good. They definitely gave it their all.
Great acting, yeah.
You know, they did a lot of good. Like, normally, I hate the teenage angst stuff. Yeah. You know, like, anytime I see that, like, Twilight or Divergent, anything like that, it just annoys the hell out of me. And so when I first came into this, I thought I was going to be annoyed, but I ended up really loving all the characters.
Yeah.
And I actually they were the biggest point in the movie for me.
And so So the 3/4 where you're not getting Power Rangers material, you're not getting the action and the Sentai kind of footage, it's not terrible to go through. It's just, you could tell these people cared, but the focus was in the wrong place.
Yep.
Power Rangers is strongest with the Zords, with the martial arts, with the action. And if you just meld what we got here in terms of character and acting and teamwork with good action, then we would have had an amazing film. Unfortunately, this is where it falls apart. I must say, and I'm going to ask Joe, I hated all of the designs in this film. All of the monster designs.
100%. I was going to tell you.
All of the Power Rangers.
I fucking hated everything. I hated Alpha 5, the way they did Zordon. I don't like their costumes. I didn't like Godar. I didn't like their fucking Megazord.
Yeah, their Megazords, everything. And it was hard to root.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I know.
They didn't even use that.
They didn't even use this in the film.
That. What the
it's
fuck
an excuse.
Is that?
Well, we've all known that Power Rangers is an excuse to sell toys, and so apparently they've got this little thing.
They're just looking at a bright light. They're like this.
Right. So they never do the morpher. I was hoping they would do it something like this.
Briefly.
Yeah. So I want to make it clear.
You have to close it.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you, Joe. I want to make it clear that I just, it's hard to root for somebody except for the team and the actors and the characters, and that's what I was rooting for. But I hated the designs. It didn't make me want to run out and go buy the toys, or at least, you know, admire the toys. If I'm not going to play with them, I can still admire them. But here, I hated all the design. Every single Power Rangers team, through all the Sentai, is far superior looking to this team.
The other thing, I got to go back to the characters too, is like there was never a moment where they just stopped focusing on them either. Even during the action scenes, they just had their faces showing.
Yeah, they took off their helmet, or they had their visor shield came down, and they put the film.
And they never focused on the icon.
Right, the Power Rangers in their suits and doing well. So there was almost zero action in here. The Blue Ranger kicks a few times. That is literally the extent
2 minutes
of you know that trailer footage where the Power Rangers are running at the putties, or they're like rock monsters here. Extend that footage by about 15 seconds and you have the extent of the martial arts in this film. They quickly run to the Zords, which I will say, I was happy to see the Zords.
Yeah, they actually use their weapons.
Yeah, they use the Zords' weapons. They don't get it, and they use the Zords individually.
The one design I did like was the T-Rex.
Yeah, I did like the T-Rex.
I could get quad miniguns on it.
I could get over the T-Rex design, and I do want to say that I don't mind how the suits come on with the skin and it's forming to their bodies, but just the way I could get over that. But I hated everything else, the way it ends up looking. And so, as a Power Ranger fan, this is literally the worst design, the worst look team. And not only Rita, Goldar, just a fucking gold monster. Yeah, you took a fun, lackey character who is supposed to be cheesy and who's supposed to be imposing at times, and you turned him into a mindless pile of jelly gold, liquid gold. And it was as if Rita, and I've seen people, Rita does a good job in this film, Elizabeth Banks, anybody could have played Rita here. It was as if she was in a different film. She's constantly muttering to herself one of three things. She doesn't say anything, there's three things. There's gold, and she wants to collect gold to build Goldar, or you know the fucking crystal, so Zeo crystal that she wants to get, and go ahead.
Hey, I thought you were gonna say it.
What?
Krispy Kreme.
Yes.
Krispy Kreme.
Yep. Krispy Kreme. So, goddamn, it's so disappointing because it was done so well, and then you're like, all right, there's a moment in the film where you can tell that the brakes for the audience are hit, and just it starts ringing hollow, and you're like, oh no, this is not going well. It
was just an hour and a half of that too. It's just like you get the first 30 minutes. Yeah.
The moment that this happens is the Power Rangers finally get their suits, and they do that walk that you've seen in the trailer, all 5 of them, and they're playing a different song. And I'm like, man, it would be perfect if they played the Power Rangers song here. And then, all of a sudden, they do that. So it goes from them walking to all of a sudden, we're looking down a street and we see all of the Zords running at full speed to go and attack the enemies. And they play the song, and then they have one shot of the front, one shot of them from the side, and that's it. The song literally plays, the Go-Go Power Rangers song literally plays for maybe 7-8 seconds, and it's over with.
And I gotta point out that it's not even the Go-Go Power Rangers song. It's a really crappy version of it. Yeah. There was like no nostalgia catering to it at all.
Yes.
It was just bad.
And so I wonder who this movie was directed at. What do you think, Beard? Like, it's not for the fans because they focused on basically the filler, and they buffed the filler up to where it's an acceptable level.
I think they're trying to bring it into more kids of the age, I guess. They're trying to bring it out to, make it new for the kids, but it's like, they also had some pretty mature jokes in there.
Yeah, I was surprised. I like that. There's some good aspects.
This isn't exactly for kids, It's like...
Yeah, so I think it was confused on who it was exactly marketing to. It was trying to get kids as well as corporate, as well as the fans. But more for corporate, really.
It was really
I did appreciate it was mature, because like they were saying, let's go fucking kill Rita. I don't even really think they did that in Power Rangers. Like, let's just defeat her and get her out of here. No, let's go fucking kill Rita. And then, so there were lots of mature jokes. And the kids often said things that I would say in this situation. And so that's what kind of led them to be believable in this discovery. I liked some of the changes that they made to the lore, and I hated other changes. We'll discuss that in the spoilers. So I think it's about time to give the movie a final verdict with that overall score. So I guess, and I think Beard liked it maybe more than the rest of us. So you'll have to talk about some more good aspects. But we'll start with Del.
5.
5 out of 10. So it was an average film for you.
It was painfully average, and every chance they had to make it live up to its old name, they were like, let's just make it new age and hip, and they just shit all over the license. And the characters held it up. If they didn't have good character building in the first half of the movie, it would be below a 5, probably like a 3 or 4 for me. That was the only redeeming thing about the entire movie, was the cast did all right. And that's all I could give it. It's an all right movie out of 10 for me. It's 5.
Okay. 5 out of 10 from Del. Yep. Other Joe, what are you thinking?
I'm going to have to agree, a 5 out of 10. Yeah. Basically, the story was pretty good. Good character development, but way too much character development. It was like basically 2 hours of character development, 5 minutes of fighting. I wanted more action.
Right.
I was like, come on.
Did you, Joe, like how they mess with the lore? No, we'll talk about that in spoilers. Okay, so we'll go to Beard. Beard liked it more than us, so defend your position. Don't let us weigh you down.
Honestly, I would go with a 7.
Okay.
Because I had a really good time watching the movie. I know you guys probably didn't like it as much.
Yeah.
And I was also
surprised. I was into it, man. For that, I was just like, okay, we're losing time here.
I was surprised at how much they focused on the characters rather than the Rangers. Yep. And at first, I was kind of put off by it, but I was like, you know what? These characters are actually pretty good. I'm invested in this. I like where it's going. I wish there was more action. But I'm happy with what I got.
I got you.
I really enjoyed the action scenes when it actually did come. It left me with a good feeling.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think my best way to put it is I went for the Rangers, not the characters, and there were almost none of the characters. Or sorry, none of the Rangers in the movie. It was just all character. And even when they had a chance to be like, Rangers, they were like, nah, dude, characters. Still characters.
So I get a perfect way to summarize it is just like that. If you're a fan of the Sentai footage, the martial arts, the creative monster designs, and the Megazord battles,
that's what I love.
You're not going to get what you want here. It's going to be a disappointment and a slight waste of your money. If you're more in the middle and you appreciate both sides, then you might want to go out and see it. If you only like the filler stuff from the American footage, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Pretty much, yeah.
But you're gonna really enjoy the movie. No. So yeah, I am going to give this film a 4 out of 10. Yes, I went 1 point lower, and I'll explain why. I was with you. I thought it does enough, you know, to get up to that 5, right? The characters are well done. Taking a stupid, ridiculous story with character names like Goldar and Rita Repulsor and making a story out of it that sort of makes sense. I was okay with how they explained the origin of the Rangers, and I thought that was well done. Where's the military? They didn't never show up, but I thought that was well done there. And the characters, however, like you said, we never got what the Power Rangers' strength is. And that's the most disappointing part. And that would put me at 5 out of 10. But I swear to God, that one damn point went down one further because of Krispy Kreme and all of the advertising in this film, and also the really poor designs of the monster, of Rita, of the Rangers, of Alpha 5, all that shit. You know, Zordon as well, all that shit. Brings it to 4 out of 10 with me, because every time they brought up Krispy Kreme, with the villain saying Krispy Kreme out of her mouth, and the Rangers saying Krispy Kreme, and the fucking everybody saying Krispy Kreme, it immediately, the next scene that you look at, you're seeing an actor in a movie with a sponsorship instead of the actual, you know, film that's supposed to immerse you and you know, make you believe in this world. I hated that. So for that corporate bullshit, it's a 4 out of 10. However, I do think that there is a good base here. I think that they can build on this. Yeah, if they take this, it's like Superman Returns, where the director, Brian, was like, okay, I'm gonna do Wrath of Khan on the sequel. He never got to do it because Superman Returns sucks so much. I don't know if we'll see a sequel to this film. But if we do see a sequel, they need to go Wrath of Khan on this shit. They need to have constant battles. It needs to be flipped. 3/4 of the film need to be battles, 1/4 continuing the characterization, because you took care of all that shit.
Yes, exactly.
You're done. You never
I think they will go that route next time, because they took care of all the characterization in this movie.
I hope so. That's the saving grace.
To the wall, fucking Rangers.
So if you're not a Ranger fan, you could probably pass on this film. Save your money. Wait till it comes out on television or cheaper or whatnot. If you're a fan of the Rangers, probably go out and see it, even though it's gonna disappoint you, I promise you. So anyway, but it won't be that garbage like we thought. We thought this shit was gonna be like 1 or 2.
I still would say just wait for it to come out, because with what the other critics are giving it, it's gonna come to Blu-ray and DVD pretty fast. Yeah, actually. So okay, guys. So thank you so much for sticking with us, and we'll do a spoilers discussion now in a separate video, because there's plenty to talk about, and we're big fans. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
Stop